As a child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one that would while they all played. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream.
Hello and welcome to your late night presentation of the PSU LCS. Welcome back for more coverage of Week 1 tonight, featuring Silver Guardians versus Gorilla MonkE. I believe is the proper English pronunciation of that truncation. I'm Infamous Trash, once again here, joined by Pop Trap. It's been a while.
It's been a long time, and I'm glad to be back.
It's been a
And this,
solid year.
yeah, in a little bit. I needed my time to recollect, get better at the game and improve my skills, and I can successfully say I went from silver 1 to silver 4, so I feel pretty proud of myself.
There you go. The classic D rank that happens once a year.
Mm.
Always a fun journey back up the ladder. But Silver
It's a quiet night.
Guardians. Sorry.
I was just gonna say it's a quiet night. It's the calm before the storm, as these two titans prepare to clash.
Yep. Silver Guardians looking to climb the ladder a little bit here against their slightly higher average ranked opponents in Gorilla MonkE. I'm just looking at the client here. So far, it's looking like a Silver 2 average team on one end. Good name for description purposes, and about a say Plat 3 average team on the other side.
Yep, just about.
So we've had the last two games here on the channel is probably the closest in terms of rank disparity that we've seen so far in the week. Hopefully, it will be a little bit of a closer match than the 2-0-2s that we've had so far, with Team Miku falling short of Sanapakora Watanabe and
A good series.
5i GG coming out on top of Free Agent Federation as well. Hopefully we can see some good League of Legends, good 1-1. But we are still waiting on a few last-minute bathroom breakers here before we get into draft. But we do have some stuff we can talk about with draft today. A lot of stuff happening on the new patch, 11.3 as we've seen. The death of Gordrinker, as one might call it.
Finally, the elusive the top lane item that you could pretty much buy on everybody and then never die. And then you didn't even have to do that well in lane, because honestly, as long as you were building Gore Drinker, you could pretty much go 0-3, 0-4 in the lane, and then actively participate and probably kill at least 2 or 3 people, because Gore Drinker does not allow you to die. Except now, because they nerfed the hell out of the ratio or the percentage, and it makes me very happy.
Yep, that as well as the just stacked Omnivamp nerfs with Ravenous Hydra also taking a hit. And then before that, on the previous patch, even hitting some of the champions like Olaf, who had innate healing in their kits, changing up how like Olaf's W's work. Yeah, it's stronger early game, but definitely falls off a lot bit. You get less healing up from outside sources, so you're getting even less from the Omnivamp sources now that they've been nerfed again. So all that coming to play, I think, opens up a lot more champions in the top lane than before. Mordekaiser's one that we could see more often. He hasn't been really performing great since the hard nerf of Riftmaker early on in preseason. That item was kind of carrying him because he did lose the Leandre's build that he really liked to go last season, which made him so strong, especially towards the later stages of solo queue in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And now starting to see a resurgence because a lot of his major problem dealers, these Gordrinker champions that he couldn't really duel or fight through the sustain against, because again, nerfs to Riftmaker doesn't have as much healing in his kit innately than some of the champions like Renekton, like Camille necessarily. Once you get that Ravenous Hydra, has a little bit more of a chance in lane to actually come out. So maybe some AP options top if people want to go with something like the Udyr jungle, which is still fantastic. Did not really feel the nerfs at all because he's still building that turbo chem tank running around at the speed of sound.
Yes, engaging in the recreational use of whatever the fumes are within the chem tank, and he has been zooming nonstop.
And what the see
and I really
here is your starting draft.
Oh my goodness. Here we go. The Nasus band coming out immediately from the side of Gorilla MonkE.
Yep.
Retorted by a quick Kha'Zix.
Targeted at Silver Guardian's top laner. Cap, gonna take that one off the table, just get him off the comfort. Kha'Zix, strong pick currently in solo queue. Something that Infamous Phoenix tends to lead to in certain matchups, but...
Ooh, the Hecarim. The Hecarim shot right back at Matty B, taking away his pride and joy stallion away from him.
Yet another strong jungle pick currently. Has a lot of engage, works with a lot of different dive compositions you can throw together. Works with Galio, which is a mid laner we see from time to time now. Graves also being taken out, so 3 jungle bans so far. See if GME wants to raise the prices here and make it 4. Instead, gonna elect to go with the Nautilus.
I like that. They're targeting MonkE is targeting the champs, or the players on the side of Silver who have a bit of a smaller champ pool. Silver has opted with the Kha'Zix and the Graves bans in order to try and target Infamous Phoenix. However, I don't know if it'll do him any good because Infamous Phoenix has got a lot of tools in this toolkit, and it looks like we see the Twitch hover coming out of here. You know, hovers are hovers, but you know, they're still exciting. Especially if we get an AP Twitch, fairly spicy, and we have a Twitch on the board.
Not a super big fan of this. And this as a V1 pick has some counter matches that you can play into it to really push it out of the laning phase in either the AP or AD build paths. Especially considering only Kai'Sa Bay, you still have a lot of very good AD carries up for grabs. Samira is still up there, especially with Shield Bow just getting buffed. Something that's very prevalent you can go with. Jhin is still up, Misfortune's still up. Zaya as well, although I would not necessarily enjoy the first pick. A lot of more prevalent ACs as well as the Senna, which is picked away by the side of Silver Guardians.
Now, the Senna's definitely a very good pick into the Twitch. If the Twitch does end up going into the AD position, Senna's a great pick, very strong, very overtuned, especially with their Kraken Slayer build. Lots of damage coming out here, as well as with the Urgot top getting that comfort pick for Bugle Boy on the side of Silver Guardians. Now we have the Ash cover here, which makes... I believe it is Cath top lane, but Bugle Boy is the Urgot extraordinaire.
Alright, so Kayn gonna go comfort for Infamous Phoenix. Maybe not as strong here after the Gordon Ricker nerf, but Blue Kayn's still perfectly fine with the new lethality items, and Red Kayn into tankier compositions generally good. I feel like it's interesting to see it this way this early. Preferably like to see a support pick if that Twitch going bot lane, but instead going to be the Aphelios. So you're looking at AP Twitch support, or possibly pretty much just AP Twitch support there. So that rounds out no flexing here from the side of Gorilla Monkey.
Yeah, I think it's nice that they did the Twitch, almost as if to try and bait some kind of counter pick out of it, because I doubt they're going to throw it mid lane, even if they do go AP. It seems, or they probably most likely are going to go AP. I doubt they're going to throw mid lane. The Aphelios, great pick. We've seen a lot of prevalence here, trying to stack it up with the new slightly, the still ever present what is the new fancy bow?
Shield Bow.
No, not Shield Bow. The other one, the one that gives you the dash, the one that makes you never die. Excuse me. Gale Force, that's what it is. Gale Force. Gale Force and Kraken Slayer are the tools of the Aphelios, and we have a Warwick coming out
now,
on the side of Silver Guardian.
The Rush Band has been very strong with the Aphelios, and GME not taking that, or I guess it's Twitch support, they don't need the Rush Band. Iron Dax has a statement. Twitch is throwing me off here. Maybe just any really aggressive bot lane here, I think would be fine. Mordekaiser Band does not make too much sense.
I mean, you can kind of throw some because they're trying to shift their attention to the mid and the top lane. So I like Anivia is good just to try and take a little pot shot at Zomzone on MonkE. But yeah, the Mordekaiser's a little confusing. You're still leaving up Cho'Gath, you're still leaving up Kled, Quinn. Even in terms of tanky, they still have Ornn. They still have Ornn. What else do they got? They have a lot of other bruiser tankier options. Camille is still up.
Looking to see if there's a mispick on the Fiora. We're not seeing anything in client chat, so that is Probably Fiora locked on R4 for Silver Guardians alongside the Urgot.
This could be Urgot ADC. Now that I think about it, could throw the Senna into the support position and put the Urgot at the ADC. Not as if that is true, not very optimal considering the nerfs to Kraken Slayer on his W, making him primarily focused on Divine Sunderer or Gale Force or even Gore Drinker as a result, but no really strong. I mean, even Eclipse, he's not as good as an ADC as he used to be, especially with Kraken Slayer taking that hard of a hit.
I'm going to assume Silver Guardians does a lot of flex here after the brand lock-in on R5. Seraphine going to be going mid lane for GME, is one of the, if not the highest ranked champion in the game in terms of win rates so far this season.
Yes. Very high.
Very high win rate. We're going to get into regular champion pick. Keep going over draft as we go here. I don't know. I'm going to see where Silver Guardians put a lot of their picks. I'd hope it's Fiora top lane, enable some sort of split push, but then again, champions, my best guess from what we've seen here is Senna Urgot bot lane would make the most sense.
Yeah.
And then go with the brand mid to get into Seraphine, try to get some early damage. Seraphine very burstable once you get the brand up in a few ranks. And then Warwick jungle, the only place that champion's going on this team. Still not what I consider optimal. Yeah, you have the range in the bot lane with Senna, but Urgot can be definitely suffering against two AD carries who just outrange him. One of his best traits top lane is that he is technically a ranged champion and can kind of harass and still trade from a safe distance in top lane.
Yeah, the shotgun knees are his best strength.
Yeah, not going to be as prevalent here.
If he's not ADC, right? If he's not ADC, and if we're still assuming that Fiora's top, because that's, I hope for the sake of Silver Guardians that she is going top. He could, and this is a very long stretch, he could also technically be jungle and throw Warwick. Actually, no, because that would imply Warwick is the support.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And really, looking at it, yes, it doesn't make any sense to throw Warwick there, but that is going to be an Urgot mid lane. Now that's, no, I think you're better with the cheese strap bot lane, honestly, the situation. Put in Urgot, you have fasting Senna, she gets souls, Urgot farms up, tries to survive lane against the Twitch Aphelios, and then you go from there, you have Brand try to do something in the mid lane to see what happens. Because Urgot's going to do even less into Seraphine. Seraphine's going to be able to pretty easily kite out that matchup and not really have to lose farm, not really have to lose minions, not really going to be able to be pushed off wave too often.
Yeah, it's a little too much of a range advantage on the side of Seraphine for him to really be able to do much. Although, I guess it's a little bit of a saving grace in terms of the bot lane because it's definitely Senna ADC now. Senna ADC, you got that on their side. They're going to probably, even if they don't decide to go Kraken Slayer, Eclipse and Duskblade are still very strong items, but Kraken Slayer is the cream of the crop right now in terms of DPS, and I'm glad that they have that on their side. The brand could do well to counteract the AP Twitch in the bot lane because he's definitely a much more bursty than Twitch, especially early on before Twitch is able to build up a certain threshold of AP. But yeah, I mean, mid lane seems like very heavy Seraphine, especially with Kayn. With the infamous Phoenix Kayn, he's very comfortable. He's very skilled at his Kayn. It's one of his best champions. If infamous Phoenix, is able to do the map pressure and apply even more lane pressure on top of that Urgot, I mean, they can shut down mid lane entirely, and that would allow Seraphine to just roam the map. So it's not looking good in terms of pressure, in terms of the melee matchup for mid lane. Jungle, I think we'll wait and see. I think definitely Kayn provides a lot more roam pressure, especially with how a little mismatched mid and bot lane are. So we'll see what becomes of that. Top lane, I think, is a very solid option. We got the Malphite and Fiora. Malphite, if we see Comet come out of here, poke out Fiora with the Q until they can get the full 6 engage Fiora. She gets a little bit of gold on her, gets a little bit of a snowball going, gets a Hydra, gets her Gore Drinker. You can see a lot of very good split pushing and top lane pressure to kind of take some pressure off this mid lane if things go south. So I mean, it seems bad. It looks bad. It kind of looks a little weird, unorthodox, but it doesn't look as bad as it could be.
See, I'm 100% giving the draft win solely to GME. It's not even remotely close, in my opinion, on this landslide victory. But the biggest problem I think I have here with both these comps is just negating even the individual lane matchups here to start off is what these teams want to do in the mid to late portion of the game. What are these teams' bread and butter? You have, on the side of GME, you have a comp that is insanely good at getting picks with an AP switch as well as a Malphite and Seraphine.
Yeah.
So you have a great pick composition that is also insanely good at the 5v5. Kane, I'm guessing, is going to be going Ross this game with Urgot Warwick Fiora.
Trying to get the front
still
line.
could go Blue Kane and try to do some weird stuff, but I would assume it would be a Ross here. AoE damage, knockups, CC. You have a Seraphine ult to heal everybody up. Aphelios and Twitch are going to put out more damage than really any healing on the opposing side is going to be able to deal with realistically. Especially once you get 2, 3, 4 items, these champions start to become one-shotting machines against some of the squishier targets. And so you have when you're looking at GME, you have a nice complete identity of a team. Hey, we can team fight you, and then if we get advantages in laning phase, we're going to be able to make really good picks to convert these into objectives, into lane advantages, into towers, inhibitors, so on and so forth, off of this style of let's pick someone out, let's get a numbers advantage, let's just hard with any type of engagement we have, or we have number advantage. On the side of Silver Guardians, you kind of look like you're going for the same thing. You have an Urgot, you have a Warwick, you have a Brand, 3 champions that thrive in teamfight comps. Warwick less so, especially compared to Kane. Warwick definitely a bit more of a pick-oriented champion, and you still do have pick potential here. However, you have like all these champions that kind of want a 5v5, and then you have Fiora, who never wants to 5v5, going for more of a split push style. And even then, when you see something like a split push competition, you're not looking to necessarily have a death ball style competition. You're looking to have a 4 that is relatively self-sufficient, that can push lanes, that can disengage from an enemy team trying to pick fights. And although they have the Warwick ulti to go in off of, I'm not seeing any consistent way that Silver Guardians really has to kite out anything that GME tries to do. Kane's going to be able to get in the back line. Twitch has invisibility. He's going to be able to get a promote. He's going to be able to land W's for slows. He's going to be able to get the spray and pray off. Seraphine has her ultimate, which is a massive source of engagement, as well as Dig Baron with the Unstoppable Force. I don't see a real way where Silver Guardians can win the 5v5 at all, even with bringing Fiora down, and they certainly aren't able to really back off from the 4v4. I think that's going to prove to be even assuming lanes go evenly, which I'm not saying by any means they are, will be a very uphill battle for Silver Guardians as the game continues on. Because yeah, they do have scaling in the Senna and the Fiora, but that's not necessarily going to be enough to just outpace the composition that we're seeing from GME, which is something that we've been seeing in the LEC quite often as of late, where the meatball comps tend to do very, very well here in this early part of the season, where teams aren't well versed with each other yet. They don't have necessarily good comp. They don't necessarily have that synergy that you're looking for these more complicated strategies, and especially considering you're playing up a division really in rank difference on average, keeping it simple is what you have to do. You don't want to have complicated compositions. You don't want to have complicated win cons, and Silver Guardians are going to have to try to prove that here in Game 1.
Now, I noticed as we come into this game, I will see very quickly. It looks as if they're going to, on the side of Silver Guardians, it looks like Silver Guardians is going for Brand in the AP carry slot. As Senna has taken Exhaust, as well. Senna has taken Exhaust, has Stopwatch, and Brand setting up with normal runes, but also starting with the D-Ring instead. So now I'm not sure if that's
here if Warwick comes up, but not gonna commit. Gets the free mana for Brock.
Very good. Good mana. Oh.
All in all, just some vision gain there for GME. Possibly a look to clear out Malphite. Did have his team there still to support, but Big Bear definitely deep in enemy territory. And they're going to get a ward off potentially here on this late invade by 3. Infamous Phoenix gonna check the bush. Matty B already in Wayne. They might expect it, but they try to kill away immediately exhausted by Stinger going very low. Concal trying to fend him off. Matty B though able not to grab the kill. Flash away. Lord of Death falling lower. Heal's gonna be burned away. The Q to come out from the center to heal, and is this going to be a stalling of the start of these junglers clear? Health bars lost on both sides, but overall, nothing too much taken away. A heal out of Concal, a flash out of Infamous Phoenix, and then several summoners from the side of SG will go by the wayside.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it was good. I give Silver Guardians a lot of credit. They executed that very well, and even though they got caught out into the invade, they were able to rotate out of it successfully, and it's very good to see that they were able to get out of that with only a couple of summoners to spare. Now it's a little rough there in the bot lane, only having to flash on Lord of Death now. It's a little bit of rough, especially considering how prevalent we might see this Kayn on the side of MonkE, so it's a little scary early on, especially with how unorthodox how they're running this bot lane now. But you know, very good. It's good. It's a good start that I like to see.
By the side of GME, and they will pick up first blood onto the AP Twitch as well. Stinger, no flash, not respecting the level 2, and GME gonna take full advantage of it.
So the Caster's Curse is a thing, right? As far as I can tell.
That's not a curse. Caster's Curse, what happens when the reverse happens? You called it. That was foresight.
Ah, nah. You know. Yeah, I mean, there's not much you could do. It was a great engage. Zomzone got the great. That was a great engage on the side of Concal. That was good.
Punishing the early flash. You're punishing the just neglect of XP difference on the wave. Now you're gonna pay for it losing pretty. I mean, you're not really losing that many minutes because Stinger actually has the fasting setup, but Lord of Death having to play pretty far back until he can man up. Big Bear, they're taking a good trade here, delaying the proc of the Vital for quite a while, so Calf not able to grab that movement speed to head away. We'll grab a sizable trade in Fiora.
Oh, Matty B.
Matty B grabs the spear and flips over on Infamous Phoenix. He has W, has damage there. If he finds the root as well, and Infamous Phoenix gonna grab himself this first. Beautiful going very low now. Infamous Phoenix and Luniverse grab the kill, and the 2v2 mid is outdone by the jungler and technically mid laner, though really more of a support at this point. Well played by the side of GME.
Man, Silver Guardians are off to a rough start. I mean, I see what Bugle Boy was trying to do, to try and get the flash, to try and get those shotgun knees, and to try and get that extra damage to finish off Infamous Phoenix, but Seraphine W, as well as...
Hot lane. Lord Death needs to flash away for this 2-1 to live, but he doesn't decide to pull it. Concal grabs the kill with the Gravitum, and very greedy to hold the summoner there. Should have probably flashed away immediately as the slow start coming down.
All right, Silver. First things first. Right now, Silver Guardians gotta relax. They gotta scale it back a little bit. They gotta calm down, find their element again, and calm down. Cath is doing a good job of try and do short trades and try and keep the wave as manageable as possible, just so because Dig Baron is providing a lot of pressure up there. But man, the rest of the Silver Guardians gotta relax a little bit. They're a little out of their element, getting caught out twice back-to-back in bot lane without having their sums. They're not learned. Oh,
he's fine.
Cath. Oh, there we go. They gotta scale it back a little bit. Try and play the waves. Try and hold out a little bit until Matty B can even rotate back down to try and provide some support. Because at the moment, they're at the mercy of those first 2 early kills. They can't really do anything. They're stuck underneath, and just by the comp that they're even running, they gotta try and relax and try and let Matty B provide the support that they need to try and get some lane pressure. It's too early. Cath is trying to get some help. Cath, top lane, hasn't had a lot of time to do anything. Infamous Phoenix is already putting work into Bugle Boy. They gotta relax and try and focus just on vision and staying alive and playing safe.
Lord Death's gonna go against that advice. He's still holding the flash, man. Concal grabs the second one. Zomzone finds the engage with a W, and as for the kill down the bot lane, Now, what I'm liking here out of GME is playing aggressive. Oh, for lanes, they're going to see that aggression on his stinger. Egg should be fine. The heal. Not going to hold on to that summoner. And what I would like to see here out of GME, you have bot lane prio, you have mid lane prio, you have top lane prio. Infinite Phoenix has full range. He's done very well done here with 2 full clears. Had the 1 gank mid lane as well as the counter jungle on the Raptors. That was really the only advent of any other pathing in Big Baron. Possibly going to go down here. He's unstoppable. Will do so to get away, but should be a free dragon here for the side of GME whenever he gets starts it up just now. Bot lane always able to rotate, mid lane always able to rotate. Grab the Drake early, start stacking your win con.
Oh, looks like it's here. They have some vision.
B. And yeah, this is currently a 4v2 that they might not know it just yet. As Seraphine also coming out, finds all 3 right in a row. Bugle Boy
what an ulti.
Fall down as well. Zomzone the benefactor of that kill. Beautiful ulti from the Lunaverse. Don't think he even had vision there on towards
what an
Stinger
encore.
X, but yeah.
Man.
And now Matty B possibly going down here. No flash to save him this time. The E gonna take him down. It's not gonna be enough just yet to kill him. Maybe not that many, as if Phoenix gonna just take the entirety of the bot side jungle off the back of that play.
So things are looking a little grim, but you can't put everything. You can't put all the. Even though Silver has put themselves in the situation, it's on MonkE's shoulders in order to take advantage of it. They did a great job by taking the first dragon, and you're right. They have total, complete bot side pressure. Mid lane, perfect. Mid lane, awesome pressure. Bot lane is being destroyed, and they're being super aggressive, and it's paying off. However, if they gotta just continue to take those drags, continue to keep putting on the pressure, and just dominate the objective pressure because they're allowed to. They're not even letting Silver Guardians get that far. They're not even letting them get near the river, let alone underneath their tower. As long as they keep up the pressure, MonkE should have complete objective domination, and they should be able to snowball that into a quick few towers and some Dragon's Towers and even a Herald. But if they don't do it, they're just sitting on their hands.
Another disaster top lane as well. Big Baron actually able to force off 4 recall here. Cap gonna lose 2 full waves of minions as well as the plating gold over towards the Malphite in the top lane. No support coming out of Matty B. No, gonna pick up the wave and go for his Krugs instead. He's down 34 farms. Farm already.
It is a 6K gold lead at 8 minutes and 45 seconds. Not looking very bright for Silver Guardians here early in this game. However, this was somewhat to be expected from their comp. They have somewhat of a scaling comp with...
Oh, encore in the mid lane. Bugle Boy not going to respect the absence of the Twitch from bot lane. And Domzone's going to grab his 3rd. As the Twitch continues to snowball, it might be snowballing on a Matty B too, as well as he is rooted up. Domzone going to go on a rampage.
Lunaverse with the skill shots. Oh my goodness. He is hitting all of the encores. This is it's not good.
Nope, but looking for a dive top lane here too. Oh, bot side conk out. Finds by those killing space. Unstoppable force, sorry, comes up in top lane. Cap's gonna burn down here through the poison. He's claiming it with the ulti. Wants some gold of his own, and top lane dive comes in as well. We're advancing to 8K gold lead at 9 minutes. Starting to look at paces here. That 5 IGG was hitting in their opening game last Sunday. That was a 16-minute game as Matty B disconnects from the game. Expecting a pause here. Maybe in a few seconds.
Hopefully in a few seconds.
There you go. Okay, never mind. He's back. Alright, all's well. Probably could have seen a pause there to help the war work out a bit, but not so. And yeah, already 8K plus gold lead here for GME, looking very dominant. At this point, it's more of a question of how can they continue to build their lead, how can they continue to snowball this game in their favor. We saw 5-inch Girth Gods were able to go for the 16-minute 40-second Nexus, which is blitzing pace by all means. Bork.
That is...
Big bot side, but there's a very strong rat in his way. He has to blow the ultimate to get away from Zom Zone, but creative ultimate here is going to be worth for Silver Guardians. Spray and Brain not going to be available for a minute or two in the bot.
I mean, it's just in terms of gold, right? We're already at an 8k gold lead for the side of MonkE. We have Gore Drinker on Kane before he's even evolved. We have We already have Moonstone. We almost Aphelios is surely almost done with
grab 1 kill. Looking for 2. Phoenix grabbing that instead. The bot lane dive played so darn well there by GME. Really gonna lose any health bars. The wave goes up. Tower plays consumed. Possibly, I don't. Nope, he's gonna pop the Brim Tail as well. Gonna take some tower shots for it as well, but might try to even burn down the tower and then get the second charge, the first charge off on the second turret in the lane. Nope, gonna let for that one. So grab the rest of the plating. Might have wanted to see that mid for a more worthwhile turret plate. Probably gonna get that bot lane tower anyway. Not too big of a deal though. Just nitpicking here at what could have continued to extend the gold differential. Taking these Dragon Spawn push for that 22-minute win condition of the what I'm gonna hope is an Infernal Soul for their side as they're diligently stacking up these dragons, but Cloud Soul not gonna be too frowned upon either.
We'll find out shortly.
Nope, gonna be the Inferno.
Oh, Infernal Soul out for the taking. I mean, Silver Guard. Okay.
Yep, the encore lands, gonna pock up something for the extra range to boot. The E comes through, not enough on the proc to kill it yet, but Matty B looking for it. Flash through, finds the Looter to miss the ultimate. Ignite goes down from Zom Zone, trying to take away some of the healing, grabs the E for some extra damage, and that is just a sad thing to see.
Oh, Concal.
Clean it up, has the extra range. Boogable Matt still in the shot, but he's stunned up. Concal is exhausted. Boogable Matt flash forward to get the damage, and chains come in. Fear Beyond Death on to Concal. Maybe a little bit too aggressive there with the set of Stoli range. Still an ADC in 2021, I should say.
Now, you know, there's a spark of hope because that was a lot of bounty gold that just went onto Urgot. Allowed him to finally complete Frostfire Gauntlet. It's a spark of hope. Now, for MonkE, they're doing a great job. They're putting the pressure on in spades. They are making great dives because they know they have the gold advantage. They can tank those tower shots with between Infamous Phoenix as well as Zom Zone just tanking the tower shots. Luniverse and Concal just can literally just come in and mop up all of Silver Guardians. However, I'm not. Silver Guardians have the small silver lining that was that bounty gold, even though we are now currently at an almost 11k gold lead here at just shy of 15 minutes. We are, I mean, is turtling even an option? Because that's really, my gut reaction is like, maybe they can turtle, maybe they can kind of wait for them to get to the team fights and, oh, it looks like Cap is in some trouble up here.
There comes the unstoppable force, and Cap just dead to rights. 4 people come outside. Tier 1 top lane falls as well. Silver Guardians gonna try to counter here with the push on the mid lane Joes, but without much chip damage on that so far. Gonna be a while before they take that one down. A quick rotation from GME, sorry, onto Silver Guardians. Maybe disastrous. Zom Zone gonna look for it onto Matty B. Trying to get away as the E damage comes through. There's the Magi as it works. Brand play coming around. The ticks on the damage. Damage over time. Also not going to connect. And Twitch able to find a solo kill on the enemy jungler. 16 stacks on that Magi. Thank you very much, he says. Beautiful Matt awesome to come here. Phoenix does get tagged by Elton, but the charm comes through onto 2, and now unstoppable is the Kane. We're going to grab the second as well. Has to be mid lane tier 1, possibly even tier 2 as the rest of the Silver Guardians not able to respond. And this is when the snowball starts rolling out of control. Not going to be the 1640 game that 5-inch Girth Gods put up, but still going to be a hard stomp nonetheless. And second turret falls mid lane at 15 minutes. They're going to look for the inhibitor turret. Actually, would prefer that they don't go for the inhibitor just yet. But they might anyway. Definitely are going to go for the inhibitor. This character's really not a great play. Congo is going to look for kills. Well, that might be finding a way on the go. Coming up through with all the center can grab it as the fear comes down. They grab one. Tango is always on the fear. Still go down. Jumpers is dominating now. Poison damage coming through. Gonna grab another kill on the Luniverse. Now the inhibitor goes down, and they might actually look for the end. They have 20 seconds to beat 5-8 Girth Gods. I don't think they're gonna be able to end it that quick with these towers. It's gonna take a lot of time to burn down without Concal in the area. And with Brand up the wave player returning for Silver Guardians. Either way, a 15 gold lead, still a 15k gold lead. It is now the bottom lane tier 3 also under fire. He's still looking for it. Does get slowed down though. Taking tower expressed by Matty B. And Beast has to be careful. Ross still has the kill. No trying to stay around as the ult comes through from Therapy. Finds the Human Charm. Double kill for the Switch. Zombs flashing forward, looking for the third. Look up through the Switch, keeps autoing, and there drops the kill. Red turret's been destroyed. Next turret being focused. Jura still in the top lane.
Push for some pressure to.
Gonna have the second fastest game of the PSU LCS, and what I assume is about 17 minutes and 20 seconds. Going the way of GME. 2 deaths down, both on the ADC. Concal throwing the perfect game out the window, but well played to Gorilla MonkE.
That is what happens when you get a snowball thrown at you early on in the game, and then it just becomes an avalanche. That it was an unrelenting show of power. MonkE did not let up a singular bit. They played very well into their extremely early gold leads. They never relented the pressure, and it goes to show that what you can do with having that just sheer momentum on your side and what you're able to turn it into, because Silver Guardians barely even had a chance to even react to any of it, and it was a devastating display of force.
Absolutely. And we're going to take a quick break here before we get into game 2, but definitely a lot to think about if you're on the side of Silver Guardians. What needs to change? What needs to be adjusted? Find out here as we get back to you for game 2 of Gorilla MonkE versus Silver Guardians here tonight. Back in a few minutes. All right, we're back on PSU LCS here for Silver Guardians versus Gorilla Monkey Game 2. If you're just joining us now and missed Game 1, an absolute stomp of a match for GME, really pumping up those stonks with a game time of around 17:20, just about 50 seconds slower than the fastest game in PSU LCS history set last Sunday by 5-inch Girth Gods. So, starting off their split very, very well, but starting Silver Guardians split off with some things to think about.
Yeah, Silver Guardians really got to come into the second draft with two big things. Number one, it's okay to draft comfort picks. Let me tell you, from experience, that's all I know how to play. There's nothing wrong with drafting comfort picks or drafting things that may be unorthodox if you feel that in the end your comfort will equate to you playing better regardless, and that it might be fine. That's fine. But Silver Guardians have to come into this draft and they have to set themselves up for some kind of success. Now, don't get me wrong. Even though their first draft was a little bit on the worst side in terms of actual composition, what they did have was a 5v5 potential. And you saw that because later on, Bugle Boy on Urgot was actually able to secure some kill gold on Concal, get some bounty gold, and try and fill the levy of gold difference in the game. You saw that. But the other thing is my second point. You have to let the comp work the way it wants to work. You have to let what you have set yourself up for success, and you have to let it happen. You have to or I guess I shouldn't say that, because letting it happen allowed the avalanche that was this first game. Silver Guardians have to come in here and they have to play safe, because realistically, this could have been a lot different if Silver Guardians turtled, they played safe, they try and get some kind of gold together, scrap it together, and at least make it to some kinds of 5v5s. Because in the 5v5s, they weren't that bad. Because we saw Urgot to get the kills, they actually worked well in the team fight, and they were able to do some form of fighting. But they didn't let it happen because they were getting caught, they were being overly aggressive without any respect, and it bit them very right in the butt.
Either way,
yeah.
Picks and bans started up here. They're going to take away the quick, they're going to take away the cane. Game 2 try to get some pressure there, as well as Malawi. A bit of an unconventional laner for the top side of the map. Kai's going to be picked up by GME, unbanned this time around. They're just going to pick it up for themselves. Dominant bot laner, has a lot of skill pressure, as well as the Heimerdinger, which I would assume is going up to dig Baron in the top lane as a counter to Malawi. We'll have to see where it goes here as we continue in the picks. Hoping to see bot lane here for Silver Guardians. Maybe something like the Senna they provided last game in the ADC role this time around. Maybe they go something like the Misfortune. Instead, going to go back to the brand.
I like the respect bans out of the Kayn and the Twitch. The Alawi's a good change up from the Fiora. It's still heavy lane pressure because even Alawi has that good splitting potential with her empowered auto attack. The brand, again, as long as if we put it in a position to win, we have an Ornn.
Yep. I'm not sure where the Alawi is going now, but could always be Ornn mid.
Ornn mid, very true.
Ornn mid could be a very big possibility, but that's going to open up some more mid lane picks for GME, already having that Heimerdinger locked in for what I assume is top lane. Set definitely not going to feel too bad into a tank opponent. Doesn't have the Gourd Drinker anymore, so isn't as bruiser of a build as he used to have, but can build the cap tank, can be very effective in the mid late game with these engages, and now gonna be the support pool pinched away here for Silver Guardians. GME probably looking to take away some of those safety picks like the Morgana.
Yeah, we have
still a lot to work with here. Could look to continue banning out Infamous Phoenix. Could look to ban out the support pool, try to get themselves a safer bot lane option.
Yeah, they gotta try and provide a buffer here, because they already see Kaisa is she's very overbalanced right now. She's extremely overpowered. She's a very great bot lane choice here, and that the set could be set top, could be set mid, it could be even set jungle. So they gotta provide some kind of buffer here with these bans. The Graves, another target ban on top of the jungler, kind of de-escalates the situation a little bit in terms of map pressure, trying to keep Infamous Phoenix away and like a little bit more passive in terms of farming. And then we have the Leona coming right back from MonkE. Very heavy target bans on this bot lane here, as well as the particular favorites of Maddie B as well as Calf again.
Yep, picked up Purple just as stated. GME here more than likely going to lock in. I would assume they'd want the jungler here, potentially, unless they're really saving a counter pick for bot lane, currently where Gorilla Monkey won the last game early on. So let's go support instead the Lulu. Not a champ we've seen too much, but Enchanter is definitely getting better in the meta with the changes to Gourd Rinker. And alongside Tyson going to be a very safe laning phase for those two.
Yep, we have a little bit of poke out of the Lulu, not a lot of heavy aggressiveness early on. So yeah, it's definitely a nice change of pace. We have the Sona, so it looks like it's shaping up to be a brand Sona bot lane. We have the Amumu, which secures the Ornn as well in the mid lane.
Yep, and GME now, their last pick. Their jungle counter matchup. What are they going to play? The move, the Kane is not available this time around. Meta option still available. Olaf would not be one. Talia would be something, but that'd be a lot of AP damage to this team. Instead, Tristana would mean this would be a set jungle. And yeah, Tristana locked in, so set jungle is the answer. They're going to put Tristana mid lane.
Yes. This is very interesting. Having the Amumu and being able to having the Amumu provides a lot of great CC that they could use in team fights. Sona, great Sona ulti, Ornn ulti, Brand trying to get his flames together, and then Alawi having her tentacles to try and get some pressure wherever which presumably now she's going to the top lane. I think Silver Guardians did better, definitely, in this draft. I think they did better because they now have a clear, hard.
Yeah, they have a unified team composition. It's team fight. We're gonna 5v5
team fight.
We're gonna death ball.
Yes.
We're gonna try to fight our objectives. I love the cohesiveness of the composition in terms of it all has the same theme. It's all, well, like we said, team fighting, 5v5s. No one's ever alone. They all want to stick together. I still don't like the composition at all. I still think it is by far not anywhere close to what GME can do. It's not giving them a lot of options. I think they've kind of stunted their solo lanes in this one. To be completely honest, Ornn can be a solid laner, but does have a lot of problems into the range matchup, does have a lot of problems into set as well. So even if the set was in a solo lane, not necessarily what you want to see there. It does provide engage, does provide again as a solid frontliner, but Tenkai is being very bad right now, other than really Turbo Pimping, which isn't something Ornn really likes to build. Not the best pick there. And Alawi top lane is certainly far from what I expect, and definitely not something. It's actually Alawi mid, if this is a cast lock in onto the Ornn, which it is. So Alawi mid lane, sorry. Really gonna hate her life now. She has less walls. Tristana has a short lane to play through onto the Alawi. Of course, Tristana not necessarily gonna be able to one-shot the Bruiser from top lane, but doesn't really provide that much in terms of a mid laner. And your bot lane has no lane. It's actually gonna be Brandon. This is a Sona Alawi bot lane?
I was about to say that I like the Alawi mid lane more so than the Ornn, only because if it is Tristana mid, if it is Tristana mid, it's better because Alawi's with her E, she's able to provide pressure, and especially because Tristana is so squishy, it actually provides a little bit more of a buffer than Ornn would have, because Ornn's just at the mercy of Tristana E's and just however many times she can auto attack. Alawi with the E gives her a little bit more range, a little bit more of a buffer, because that's why it's designed that way. She can slam from the safety of her tower, and if she can hit the poles, she can farm sit securely under tower, which would give it a little bit of a buffer. Now that I realize that it's Brand, I'm not sure where the Alawi would be. Now it begs the question, is it Alawi support again? Are they going to go for another APC again with the Sona?
I'd highly doubt it's Alawi support. Yeah, you have the sickle there if you want to use that for an AD item, but you don't have Kleptomancy anymore in the champion, which kind of gutted it for bot lane contention, because that was a troll build back in solo queue quite a few seasons ago. At
Rest in
this
peace,
point, but
Kleptomancy.
also just, I don't know. The Alawi makes more sense mid lane to me than bot lane for sure. I would have rather seen it top lane if anything, or not gonna be able to even, at least Alawi can kind of clear waves into the Heimerdinger, try to keep bouncing off the board. Ornn will never be outside of turret at all. But the Alawi ADC, you're not gonna have lane pressure. You have mana problems, so you're not gonna be able to stay in lane as long as the Kai'Sa, as long as the Lulu. They have poke over you, they have disengage over you, and then to pair all up, you're going with Sona, who's as a support, yeah, I guess it's fine into the Lulu, but nothing to. But I mean, just pick Seraphine. Into this.
Yeah,
pick Seraphine.
I will say this: in the terms of MonkE, Heimerdinger in the top lane gives you great lane control, especially into the Ornn, because like you said, he doesn't really have any option against the turrets. He's at the mercy of basically just farming under tower with his W and with his Q, trying to just rack up whatever little minions that he can. Set great into the Ornn, great into the Alawi. It's good. It's definitely a little bit different of a jungle pick, but it still provides enough CC, hard CC in team fights, and he's good into the Ornn, into the Amumu. Tristana, kill lane, pretty good. Bot lane, definitely better prowess because Kai'Sa overtuned, and having the Lulu allows them to have that a little bit of a safer early game that they can then pick up on when Kai'Sa starts hitting her power spikes with the items. I will say this, even though GME, I believe, has the better draft in terms of control, and actual preparedness to secure the lane pressure early on, I think GME has a much better draft. However, Silver Guardians, because of their composition, they have this team fight in the bag. They have tons of hard CC, they have lots of decent damage, and they have lots of good brawling. I will say that if they learned their lesson from the first game and play a little bit more passively, or Eddie B to apply aid in the side lanes, and specifically in bot lane. In terms of top lane, in terms of top and bot, they actually have a little bit of a better situation than they did the first game. Because of how beefy they are, they can turtle. They can do what they weren't able to do in the first game because of how fast MonkE was able to snowball. They're tanky, they're beefy, they're able to turtle a little bit out and drag the game into the mid lane, where maybe they can force some team fights and maybe actually get some gold and start getting fights that way. But in terms of objective control, lane pressure, I really feel like GME has way more options, and out of the get-go, they have a thing. So GME is definitely going to be a lot more proactive in terms of what they can do, but again, Silver Guardians, they got a team fight. They got to make it there. They got to be able to have some kind of chance at a team fight. And if they can do it, I think they have a better chance than they did by a long shot than the first game.
I think it's still, I mean, my issue here for the side of Silver Guardians is something that they did not necessarily have with the Senna last game, but the lack of consistent DPS. you just really don't have access to. Sieging onto GME is going to be extraordinarily difficult. Your Baron take is pretty much non-existent on this team. The Mumu sadly does not microwave the Baron anymore. This team is very hard to operate. On the side of GME, I mean, very solid team comp, love it, except for maybe the Heimerdinger just kind of randomly thrown in there. I think as it was originally a counterpick to the Alawi, but Heimerdinger really the only thing not necessarily operating that well. This team does give them an AP option though to take the AD mid lane, so that's all fine and good. Mordecai though operating the situation just as well. So probably would have liked to see something else there if I want to have one draft comment on the side of GME, but overall, I mean, still, I think just a better comp, does better in lane, has a lot more winning avenues to play through, and should be able to get, once again, a ton of lane advantage, but we're going to have to see if they can do another shot at that 1630, 1640 Nexus drop that 5-inch Girth Gods were able to pull off on Sunday. We get here into game 2, GME versus Silver Guardians. Timer's ticking. And we're loading into the Rift.
Now I wonder, we're going to see if, I feel like, based off the first game, I feel like MonkE is up. We see the pings coming in here from both sides, trying to get some early invades going. Opposite sides, of course, so they may not actually ever meet. But I hope for the sake... Oh, no, we have a 5-stack, perfectly passive, and we have, on the side of Silver Guardians, prepped and ready for what I would have to expect from MonkE is an aggressive invade early on because of just...
Spot him, though.
Yeah, see. I mean, they were able to flex their muscles extremely hard in the first game. It doesn't surprise me that they would at least attempt to go for the early invade again. But here we have a standard 5-stack, very good on the side of Silver Guardians. We just got to see once the lane starts. Here come the minions. Here come hopefully higher expectations.
Not sure if the expectations can be just at this point. That might be a little bit too much to ask, but certainly can hope for the best. And it can be pretty evenly so far. Both jugglers starting on that bottom side, pathing towards that top side here. Not going to be too much ganks, I think, for either team. Heimerdinger could have lane pushed up pretty far, but Scuttlecrap is definitely not contestable for that. He is.
Alawi didn't buy items.
Oh, Alawi didn't buy items. That's
Alawi didn't buy items.
That's
an intent. I hope Bugle Boy is not doing that. I hope it was a genuine mistake and not from the cause of tilt. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, I would most definitely be upset after the first game, but that's, come on.
Yeah, it's gonna be
little bit
of a rough one here. I just could have enjoyed something like the Doran's Shield in this lane, or maybe even a Doran's Ring to help with some of the mana issues that a lot of people Corrupting Putt as well there.
Or
a massively horrible trade as level 2 ticks over for GME. Again, not respecting that, and Bugle Boy forced to recall at level 1.
I mean,
teleport.
what else is he gonna do? He doesn't have any items. He didn't buy anything. He's a sitting duck with base stats. He now comes back with the Doran Shield and a control ward, so hopefully he'll be a little bit better off, but massive CF loss.
Ward. Oh no. You're getting poked to heck in lane. That should be potioned all day.
Yeah.
That's another pretty big mess up there.
Loss of both of the first 2 waves here as well.
Yeah, just taking 2. His opponents are at 3. They're getting some poked down, but definitely getting hit in. Getting grabbed by the E. Shouldn't be too much early damage here. Concal able to be just fine healing up and shoving off waves, and already about 1,000 gold lead over towards GME with the CS leads accrued.
Mm-hmm.
Set grabbing the top side. Scuttling gonna look to contest here for Matty B on the bot side. Mid lane though, first rotation is actually out of Silver Guardians. They're gonna elect to turn the other way as don't really want to take that losing mid lane 2v2 on. Definitely hard fight and a good call from Silver Guardians to not contest the grab.
Ooh, good E here by Bugle Boy.
Yeah, it doesn't get too much damage to it though. It's reverse looking for Taylor.
Oh.
Flash from Memphis. Try to get in the face breaker in. Forces the flash out of Matty B, who had to stun in response. So 2 flashes burned for 1.
Lord of Death caught out again.
Managed to not die this time around, but going to be
Also did not hesitate to use the flash.
Yep,
So
the
we
brand.
are seeing progress.
Yep. Gonna be Bread of the Summers a little bit earlier now, a little more respectful of the kill pressure present against Gorilla Monkey.
But look, even though, you know what? We expected this. We expected MonkE to flex their muscles, and even though, even in the bot lane, Lulu is nothing to mess with. Xayah having this early pressure meant crazy damage in the trades. We expected this. I like to say, though, that we've gone 5 minutes. No deaths. Good. We see a little bit more of a passive nature. I like the respect. I do agree. We see the respect. They just gotta turtle.
Maybe a little
they
bit
gotta
too much respect to the very early barrier there, but what I do enjoy is the very early dragon take by Infamous Phoenix, trying to get that 5-minute Drake spawn. Should be able to finish this one down. Very low on HP, has to smite early on it. You grab that first win Drake. And that is going to be the win con just continuing to stack here for the side of a GME, looking for that 20-minute soul. So if all else fails, have that to fall back onto to just continue to accelerate the game in their favor. They're continuing to make CS leads. 18 CS in the top lane already. Of course, the large wave build up. Into that is Universe going for a trade on Lord of Death. The PTA Tristan, not Hail of Blades like you might see more often, as it has a little bit more early lane kill pressure for sure. Does take a tower shot in return, so not going to be staying too long here for any turret plates or anything.
Luckily, though, for Tristana, for Luniverse, Lord of Death is desperately low in mana, not really able to retaliate and forced to retreat under tower. It's...
Not
I
sure
mean...
if I like the recall here, as TP available for Luniverse means that this wave's just going to get shoved right back in.
Yeah, you have to try... There's a weird, delicate balance that you have to try and take here, at least on the side of Silver Guardians, and for the laners, is that trying to turtle and try and survive as much as you can, but you can't be so willing to recall. You have to trust yourself and play underneath the tower, and obviously, sure, if you know you're going to get dove, if you know you're going to instantly die as soon as that your other lane opponent walks even within a hair's length of your tower, back. Don't give the kills. Live to fight another day. But you gotta try and scavenge some gold here because of how we're already at 2k. We've managed to keep it at a 2k differential here. You gotta try and salvage some gold.
Yeah, but this is when you're the Silver Guardians bot lane, you need to ping to get people down here. Concal, I think, looking to possibly freeze that wave. Or no, it is slow building. So I redact that statement. Check the camera, not let me see anyway, because nothing's happening down there regardless. But enough lane pressure to force Bugle Boy continually back. 40 CS down in the bot lane with just the Kingdom Gem. On that Olawi, who recalled not feeling too great about himself thus far in the game.
However, Matty B
neglect clearing the red. In a very awkward position here with no camps up with just the buffs available, so not any really great path here. Lord Death just gets blown up, and this is why you have to rush Seekers in this matchup, because you will die very quickly.
Yes.
And he's going to learn that right now as Luniverse takes the W in. First blood, finally, with the solo kill in mid lane. Well played by the Luniverse, hitting that level 6, taking advantage of the low health target. Now low up target might be taking advantage of once again the bot lane. Stinger very low. Ult back to the front. Not find stun or ulti on the Stinger, but Concal able to find him with the killer instinct. Now Bugle Boy Matt doing what he can. Dodge away from Concal on the bandage toss. The bear gonna keep Bugle Boy Matt alive for now. Heal out of Concal drive by the time as Cap going very low top lane, but we don't get to see the end of that one as the Orn Horn is settled. Matt waiting for that bandage toss, does not find it, and Concal is gonna be able to keep walking away from now. The tears going down, has a Lulu coming up available. Matty B gonna call up the fight. Bugle Boy hits
the pull!
Hits the E, but it's not a hook, as Bugle Boy going very, very low off that. Just grabs some healing off of that last tentacle slam. Zomzone though, looking for the kill. Has the auto text, has the Q and the E. Zomzone with the kill onto Bugle Boy, and the extended dive ends up being the 2-4-0. Concal with some fancy feet to stay alive, and now they get the plates and the wave to boot.
Blue's got all that magic and all in that small little package with a great flash over the wall. Really put the nail in the coffin there for Bugle Boy. I will admit, I will say, that trade went much better in the bot lane than I expected it to do. Stinger, Bugle, and Matty B worked very well here. Even Stinger trying to get some additional pressure on top of Concal, even forcing him to retreat. That was great damage. Bugle Boy played to allow his strength, pulled the E on top of Infamous Phoenix, doing great tentacle slams, even almost killed Infamous Phoenix and forced him to back off, getting both his ulti as well as the Lulu ulti. They played that probably as well as they could have. They dragged it out a little bit too far in terms of how much health that they had going on. Maybe definitely overextended it a little too much. But in terms of the actual team fight, there's really not much else they could do in that situation.
There he is. Stinger caught out in the river. Zomzone, though, without his ADC in the area, not going to elect to over pursue onto the Sona. And now Lord of Death. This is where you just take the wave back, friend. I played for it earlier, but you are going to die. The flash forward does get the stun, but has the Lulu there, so plenty of shields and heals to go around. Now another wave lost, and the turret. 5 solo plates for the Tristana. Now top lane. The fight over there to Matty B, trying to look for the steal. I don't think he found it. I think it still goes over. Yep, the Phoenix. Now Matty B stunned up and destroyed. Dig Baron finds his first of the game. Now that he's freed up from top. Got the hail, and they're going to continue to look for some poke damage here. Might look for the dive on the Orn, has the Orn available. And TP blown mid lane by the brand means that Cap is all alone up here on the top side of the map. Dig Baron grabs the ulti turret, gonna put that down, finds the stun on Cap, slowly held. Can't really do much, but the polymorph comes through, the tanking gonna come through the Lulu, and they both make it out clean. Now in the bot lane, Stinger can land an ulti, but it's not gonna matter. Lunaburst will throw him down. Goes back, the beautiful map, throws the ultimate, actually almost kills Concal. But it's a double kill for the Tristana. The damage is too much with the Kraken Slayer. And here is where the game blows open. 8K at 11 minutes into the game. Even he's flashing forward. Almost stutters with the face breaker. Does get stunned up. The ulti comes down as well. He's going very low. Finds the ult back from the mat. He missed the bullet shots. And just, if it doesn't press any buttons, it dies. Alright. Okay. And we finally see a bit of a fudge up of a fight from the side of GME. Some buttons forgot to be pressed. Maybe he had his hands on the wrong keys. I'm not entirely sure. But finish does go down. That does give a kill over to Amumu as well as the even CS means that Amumu in this matchup actually doing quite well for himself.
Yes, Matty B doing very well to keep on top of his CS, keep on trying to support his team when they're engaging in these small scuffles in each of the lanes. He's doing very well, and he was doing so also last game as well with the Warwick. He may not have been as prevalent, but he was keeping on top of the farm.
Yeah, Matty B is the only one who has a gold lead in his role. Everyone else is down, with mid lane and support being a multiplier of 2 deficit as Lunaverse grabs another kill onto Lord of Death. 6,800 gold to 32. That's actually beyond nuts.
Oh no, Matty B! No! No!
It's so unfortunate timing. Doesn't even get the opportunity to try to save himself as he's gonna reconnect back in the fountain. That's gonna be the second dragon of the game. A little later than I like to have seen, but can't do it when you're in the fountain on the Phoenix side, so he's going to go down as well as Cap. Might be dead here again. Dig Baron has the turret. Needs to finish off the tower, though. He's still taking tower shots. One more will do it. gets the
Yes!
execute.
There we go. Oh, it's an execute. Oh no.
The
Oh,
Orange is not getting there with the Brittle Proc. Botland still very aggressive trading here out of Zom Zone as his tower likely to fall on this wave. They're going to call it off. They don't necessarily know where set is at the moment. And another 5 plate. This is a 15 plate, a perfect game for plates, ladies and gentlemen. 15 turret plates down and out.
So, bringing our total to 11k gold here at 14 minutes
Yeah, but
and counting.
Maybe getting elected to a trade with a Tristana. Not maybe what he wants to do is Google Boy is done and doesn't. No! Stunt came in from Zinger to buy some more time as well as the exhaust. Honk out, we've seen this before, buddy. Oh no!
Oh,
Goes down. Does not burn any summoners, though. He knew it was coming, so I'll give him credit there.
Great job on Stinger and Bugle Boy, though, to retaliate with their combined ultis and punish him for...
Lit up by Brandon, taking a lot of damage. Does get the Lulu ulti, though, and the Brandon comes through, and Lord of Death goes down for the 4th time. The Lulu, though, falling to the turret. Means that there's a response skill, and the turret shall stay alive. A little bit of sloppy play from GME. Going to cause the gold lead to stick around 11 and some change. But still a destruction of a game here. Tap gonna E back into aggressively the 3 turrets. Dig Baron on a rampage in the top side of the map.
Yeah, not much that Cath can do again. It's not much that Cath can do against 3 towers and a Leandry's up there on the side of Dig Baron. It's a nasty burn. He can't really do too much. And we got Luniverse running around, Kraken Slayer up and running with a Storm Razor on the way, providing insane pressure around the map.
Lord of Death might just be dead. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah,
He's gone. The Dragons showed him what 4 is. Dig Baron was able to walk away there quite nicely from the gank and still kill his opponent.
Concal takes the 2nd tier mid tower.
Here is now Stinger next, and Bugle Boy might be caught out. A good knock from Zomzo to buy more time, and Concal gonna grab a double kill. Last one, not gonna be much. Dig Baron caught out with the Ornalty. Now Concal power dive, might even stun come through. Finally morph means he can't get the ultimate ability off. It's not even on up, it's on cooldown. That killing spree for Kaisa. As now the inhibitor gonna go down at 60 minutes. Still not a fan of this. They're taking this unless they want to end the game right now. But again, they only got 20 seconds to beat the record. That ain't happening this time either. We saw this before. It was in the last game. 50k to go to the Luniverse. The one Lord of Death finally goes down. Teleport coming in for Big Baron. They're gonna go for it all. Walking under tower. Finally got the ultimate catching him out. Catching make it flame him as well. Dig Baron goes for a double kill. Luniverse going down to tower means that it's still somewhat valid, but shut down onto the Tron. And now the ADC is alive. It won't be the record, but it will be the game. Let's see if they can beat their personal best. Concal taking Casper the heal. We got 8 seconds still. Lord of Death is up. He has the ultimate. There's a lot of low health targets here that he could look to go for the or the quadra kill, I'd say. The Nexus is the target. It is on their side. The taxi completely is going to secure it. And a game in 17:06, ladies and gentlemen. Beats their PR, but it's still second best. Congratulations towards GME for what can only be described as a stomp of a series. 2-0 in under 40 minutes.
Display, without a doubt. MonkE did not hold a singular punch. They played exquisite objective control, and wow, they really flexed on him.
Also,
really hard.
Concal. Oh, before I even start, so the guys can get into a voice channel. If anyone wants to do interviews from the side of Gorilla Monkeys, hop into a voice channel. I can move you in here and we can do a quick interview. In terms for Concal, your question, what is the record Penn State lead? Currently, to my knowledge, it is held by 5-inch Girth Gods at 16 minutes and 40 seconds. So you guys are just slightly off. And we do have the one and only Dig Baron, a.k.a. Thanos Gibby, a.k.a. Heimer God in top lane, here to do an interview. Hello, Dig Baron, and welcome after your stomp of a performance here tonight.
Hello, hello.
How are you feeling? That was definitely an impressive display of force. You were not screwing around either of the games. I the only real question I have is did are you impressed with the time? Was
Yeah.
that what you were going for?
After the first game, whenever we found out we were second place in time, we wanted to beat it. Obviously, we came up a little short again, but really, these games were confidence builders. Obviously, no, not trying to put down the other team, but in scrims, we've not been having the best success. So, this is gonna help our mentals going into our next games for this first week. So yeah, we're looking forward to those games.
Yep. Good to see it. I can pull up your schedule here real quick to see who you guys are up against, because realistically, I know in interviews we try to talk about the gameplay and the draft, what went wrong, what you guys kind of did better, but really not much to go off of other than Concal just hard griefing a few ultimates.
Yeah,
that's kind of it.
I mean, was that intentional? Was he just greeting?
He's got to press the button. It's got to be intentional.
As our support likes to say, Concal tends to autopilot, and it seems he did that a couple times this series.
I see.
Either way, you're scheduled for the rest of the week. You do have a quite interesting game coming up against Boomers and a Zoomer, one of the teams I have personally ranked fairly highly in the tier lists here for PSU LCS, and as well as PP Pup, another valiant opponent this week in the Super Week. Either of those teams that you feel that you're either a good matchup for or should be fun games?
Yeah, so we our first games together as a team was actually a scrim set versus Boomers and a Zoomer, and the first two games did not go well. We got absolutely dominated. But we played a third game in the set, and we came back and we won it. So hopefully we're able to keep that momentum against them. But who knows? We might revert and just get stomped by them.
Stage tends to does things. Scrims are historically in both professional and PSU LCS not necessarily the most alerting signs of success.
Now, do you think? Now here we're all friends here, right? We all in PSU LCS.
I don't like where this is going when you have to lead off with that. I don't like where this is going.
We're all the PSU LCS is about having fun and being able to do all of these things, and it's a great experience. In terms of how the game went today, because we want to be able to do things. Do you have any words or maybe like of encouragement, I guess, for Silver Guardians after that? Maybe a point in the right direction of something, because you had full control the entirety of these 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you have any words of advice or encouragement or something to work on? Because it like the weirdest thing is that there wasn't really a lot of respect between either of the two games. There was more so in the second game because there's a lot more trading going on. Top lane especially, because you were forcing him under the tower. Do you have any advice, like, for going up against the odds like that? Literally, you, MonkE, the brick wall, that you were today. Do you have anything to share?
I feel like they need to find something that works for them and go with it. Obviously, they tried some unique stuff today with an Alawi bot, an Urgot mid. You know, they tried to throw us curveballs, but you know, they just need to find something that works. Because like right now, we all we had to do was really respect ban the the Nasus and the Hecarim, and at that point, we weren't really scared of anything. So I mean, if they can find some more threats that teams are worried about, then they could try to work around that for futures.
All right.
I hope that
words of wisdom from the senpai.
Yes.
Well, I have no further questions once again. Nick, do you have any other questions as well?
I think I'm good. I guess the only question would be, did you pick your chroma? Did you have a chroma? And if you did, why did you choose it? Like, what is your favorite?
I did
What's your
not have a chroma, but I did choose Dragon Trainer Heimerdinger over Snowbirdinger, which was a tough choice. I'm a big fan of Snowbirdinger.
I personally believe that was the right choice.
I would have to concur.
Yeah, it's especially
The
considering you were.
dance.
The dance
Yeah.
is too good. It's like the
Yeah.
same thing with Storm Dragon Lee Sin. The dance is just too solid.
The dance. So, well, thank you, Mr. Barron, for joining us after this game, and congratulations on your
Hey,
swift victory tonight.
thanks for having me.
Yep, always a pleasure, and good luck in your future games. Look to see you guys
Thank you.
maybe shoot for that record again here as the weeks go forward.
Yes.
All right, you have a good evening, sir. Thank you so much for joining us, and
All right, you too.
hope to catch you next time.
Thank you.
Good night.
All right, that is
Well?
all we have here for the PSU. English is hard. PSU
LCS, PSU, PSU, LCS,
Night.
LCS, PSU, located at PSU, Penn State, Pennsylvania.
I was taking a stats test before my brain is done. It is gone, fried. But I can give you guys a few updates here on some upcoming games for this weekend. So tomorrow we have one game. We have two games actually tomorrow for PSU LCS. We have Wax Weekside versus Coach Cap at 8 p.m. and then at 10 p.m. that same night. I'm not exactly sure the two teams are playing, but I know one of them is Sana Pokora Watanabe, and they might have a. I'm gonna check to see the schedules because I can take a guess. It's against one of two teams, I think. So it's Sana Pokora Watanabe versus somebody. I'm not super sure.
I am not sure either.
I think it might be the Universe game, Peter. If you're watching stream, just like put it in chat. It's Sana Pokora Watanabe coming off their strong performance here in the previous days, doing another series where they're looking to complete that same performance. Again, I haven't seen the match yet, so I'm not sure which one of the remaining two it is. So that's tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Outside of PSU LCS, there is the Division 1 game at 3 p.m. tomorrow, so just tune in for that one. We'll be streaming that as well. And then on Sunday, we have, so far on the schedule, one match at 8 p.m., which is Boomers and a Zoomer and the Universe. So if you're like probably a fair amount of people in this club and don't really care about the Super Bowl, we're going to try to get that one streamed as well, so go ahead and tune in. After that, next week we have a few games through, but I'll save that. I'm not going to cram your heads with dates and times just yet on that one, so make sure you guys catch the games tomorrow. 3 games so far on the schedule for Saturday. Remember, if you are a captain and have not signed up your game on the caster sheet, I cannot by any stretch of the imagination guarantee that it will get cast. So please get onto the caster schedule sheet, all the captains, put in your game times as soon as you know them so we can get casters for these things. With that, I've been Dom.
I have been Pop Giraffe.
Yep, and we will catch you guys next time back on the Rift.
Thank you for joining us and have a good night.